Another day, another group of misguided ninjas trying to attack Charleston White, but this time at one of his comedy shows, bruh. I swear you cannot make this up. First off, did anyone notice that these dudes were all wearing Lakers uniforms? Like, why were they color coordinated, bruh? It seems like Jay Prince put an APB out and the only people who answered were F-League South Bay Lakers players, man. What was even going on? What is going on, I swear? Besides the fact that it was mad funny and the scene looked like it could have been a skit, it was very real. And there was someone very powerful in the state of Texas behind the seemingly random attack on Charleston White.
When I bust this, go tell him, look at his mile. Say, tired. Yeah, we nigga, no security, no nothing. Just 2, 3. We beat up the whole city. Yeah, we beat up the whole city. 3. No security. Mob ties got that nigga.
Man, we got to get into the whole beef that caused this and everything that went down in this incident right now. But before we do, you already know what we got to do, gang. Like, comment, subscribe. We finna run up this video. Make sure y'all check out the merch link in the description at staysafeworld.com. You already know, if you tuned in, hit that notification bell so whenever I post, y'all are ready right away, man. So you already know what we're gonna do. Let's get into this, man. On Saturday, December 9th, Charleston White was in Crockett, Texas. You know, the middle of butt Texas, whatever you want to call it, out in the middle of nowhere, where he was scheduled to perform as a headliner as part of a comedy show and Christmas party event at the Crockett Civic Center on Edmondson Drive. Now, first off, this is at a Civic Center, so these dudes were acting out of pocket at the Civic Center, so that's how you know this is all gonna go downhill. So while performing stand-up at the show, a viral video shows White being heckled by a couple of male audience members, both matching a Los Angeles Lakers jersey, and after throwing verbal shots at them, things quickly escalated. He basically spoke with Aiden Ross, and Charleston White explained that what happened and said that there were 2 men in the crowd heckling him as he performed. He claimed they were an uncle and nephew duo, and that the uncle had his arm around his nephew, so he accused them of sleeping with each other. You know, little down south activity. I mean, why would they match him, bro? They must have been butthurt by some of his jokes, you know. Why did they pay? The real question is, why did they pay? Why would you pay to get attacked? You know, like, you're literally paying to go see this dude and you're hating on him. Like, you spent mad bread and you spent bread for your nephew to pull up just to get hit by a flower pot, man. But hey, that's neither here nor there. So he said that the 2 men were the only people in the audience who were wearing basketball jerseys while everyone else was dressed casually or with Cowboys hats on. Like, bro, did they just come from the in-season tournament or something? Like, why were they rocking that? That's like the one thing that I wondered throughout this. After roasting the 2 men, Charleston White said one of the guys who he claimed was the uncle got mad at him and started walking towards him asking, "Let me get on stage." Bro, what kind of man? Like, how are you not gonna roast 2 dudes who are matching in Lakers uniforms? Like, what? Did y'all, maybe they were super LeBron fans or something like that, and maybe they just came from seeing the in-season tournament or something. That's my opinion. They left the in-season tournament ready to brawl with a dude on stage is crashing out. So the comedian said he feared for his life, so he picked up a pot of flowers and threw it at the man. White said he was all right until the nephew started reliving his high school days and put up a hell of a tackle on him, which the viral video basically shows. You know, we can't really show it on YouTube because, you know, we're trying to get this bag right now, and they're not gonna let you get this bag if they're gonna show, you know, people getting tackled and people getting jumped and people getting hit by flower pots and microphones and stuff. But you've seen the video, it was mad funny. But basically, he got hit with a tackle by this dude. It said that he was reliving his college days, and it kind of did give that impression, you know. Dude just kind of ran up on stage and tackled him, but it's like they really started it being, you know, super sensitive and stuff like that. In one of the videos before the brawl, White is seen telling the hecklers and others booing him that he's good because he already received the back end of his pay to show up and perform. White basically said, "I already got the back end. I don't give a damn about being booed. I done already got paid. You paid to see me. You paid to see me, Lakers jersey wearing."
I already got the back end. I don't give a damn about getting booed, nigga. I done already got paid. You paid to see me, nigga. You paid to see me.
Bruh, yo, how are they booing him though? Like, they should have known what they were paying for. Like, that's what I don't understand. Like, what were y'all expecting? This wasn't no Eddie Griffin This wasn't no Chris Rock. Y'all paid to see Charleston White. What were you expecting? One of the men started slowly approaching the stage, causing White to pick up a pot of poinsettias. They knew the flowers. That's how you know. And threatened to throw them at the man's head. When the man acted as if he was about to rush the stage, White slammed the flowers on the man, who continued to climb on the stage and approach White. Now, if you watch the full video, bro was like mad out of shape. The dude in the Lakers jersey was like huffing and puffing, bro. Bro took like a solid 5 minutes to get on top of the stage, bro. Bro, like, if you're about to fight someone, you need to, like that, and you're that down bad and don't have any type of... I've never seen a more unathletic person in a Lakers jersey, you know? Like, it's kind of ironic. But if you're about to go fight someone, bro, you need to at least stretch out first, bro. Because bro was looking like kind of down bad. Like, bro couldn't even get his right foot on the stage before he got hit by a flower pot and he got hit by a microphone. And then basically at that point, several people from the side of the stage and the crowd started rushing towards White, including the second man, who we claimed was the nephew, who did the whole, you know, thinking he was a defensive end tackle. After White threw his microphone at the first man, he picked up a chair ready to hit someone else, but was quickly slammed to the ground by the second man, the nephew, charged and tackled him before throwing punches. With Charleston White on the ground, the two men started jumping and attacking him while others joined in the fight or to break it up. Somewhere along those lines though, Charleston White was able to get free, and then like, I don't know if that was security or whatnot, but the security must have been terrible. I don't know, bro must not be going around with this. I thought he was supposed to have like cop security or something like that, like former police officers, because obviously they were kind of down bad. And his one homie who saw this all happening looked like he was about to do something like join in a fight, and then just kind of ran away, bro. I swear. But basically, he was all good, and he released a message, you know, this morning to say that he was completely untouched. And it looked like he was, you know, had no knots in his face, no marks, no scratches, no nothing. Like, bro's face was completely clean. If you look at the video too, they weren't throwing hard punches. That's what I'm saying, bro. They were so out of shape that by the time that they got on stage and tackled him and ran over there, they were probably already out of breath and had no wind behind their back for those punches. They were probably just like throwing soft pillow punches and stuff like that, man. But what if I told you that the reason behind this whole fight was actually something that had started, you know, multiple years ago and has basically been ongoing, and that's the real reason behind the fight. And it's all apparently because of J Prince, man. Let's get into the chapter 2, because a lot of y'all don't even understand that, man. Let's get into it. So, chapter 2.
Do mob ties run the whole Texas? Mob ties tail run shit. You talking about how the mob ties run something? And you got to call the police when mom and them need help.
His beef with J Prince. You know, Charleston White is a pretty outspoken figure. You know, he's always talking about people that are doing bad to the black community, especially in Texas. And a lot of people definitely have their own opinions about him. Street people definitely don't like his mentality and say that he's basically a snitch. And Charleston White will be the first person to basically say, yeah, he's a snitch. He doesn't care though. And at the end of the day, he actually likes snitching. But the one thing that people don't even realize about Charleston White is before he was doing all this type of like, you know, antics and comedy and like social media antics and stuff like that, he was actually a community organizer and an owner of a nonprofit in Texas. It was actually the type of dude that would actually, you know, go out of his way and try to mentor the youth and stuff like that. But obviously that wasn't hitting too well, because no one's gonna listen to an old head nonprofit dude that's saying stay out of the streets and stuff like that. The only way that you're really gonna connect with the youth is through antics and saying crazy stuff on the internet. Like, really, that's the only way. Maybe back in the day you could reach the youth like that when everyone wanted to be a community organizer and stuff like that. But the youth is so fried nowadays that you're not going to really tap in with them unless you're saying some crazy stuff on Say Cheese platform or Instagram or on academics or something like that. So that's what Charleston White started doing. But throughout his time as an internet personality, there's one person that he has always hated on, and that's J Prince. And then part of the reason why I feel like it's pretty much justified. You know, J Prince in Texas is a big name. He's basically the owner of Rap A Lot, you know, that whole group in Mob Ties. He was the head patriarch of that family. You know, there's been a lot of controversy lately. You know, despite the fact that J Prince basically kind of discovered Drake, there's been a lot of controversy ever since they were kind of involved in the incident that kind of took out Takeoff. But J Prince has, you know, his whole son, J Prince Jr., that is trying to carry the Mob Ties name and tries really hard to be a gangster And a lot of times it looks kind of silly. And, you know, Charleston White from the jump has basically said that they do not run Texas because they're based out of Houston, Texas. But they really, I mean, like, I can't really say that I fault Charleston White for it, because it is kind of ridiculous that these 50-year-olds and, like, dudes born with a silver spoon are over here trying to extort rappers, grown AF, trying to extort younger rappers on the come up and stuff like that. I made a whole video on it, but they're basically like the equivalent of like gangs in LA that say like, oh, you need to pay to check in. Like, if you don't check in with them, they're gonna like come at you. And apparently Charleston White said that these people had something to do with Jay Prince, and it's not really sure what the whole connection is, but if he said that, there's probably a reason behind it, you know. And, you know, Jay Prince and them, they really do have a lot of flunkies that are willing to do their bidding in Texas, you know. Especially, like, the shooter that took out Takeoff. We already made a whole video on that. But, like, Jay Prince and them, they have a bunch of flunkies that will go and do whatever, man. I made a whole video on their extortion tactics and how they paid some kids to run into young boy's house. And they're basically terrible influences for the youth in Texas. Basically getting young people in their teens and early 20s to go crash out for no reason. Charleston White has basically been saying this for the longest, and he's actually been, no matter what you think about him, he's actually been doing stuff on the ground, doing groundwork for the youth to come up and not be, you know, in gangs and glorifying all types of like violence and like sex abuse and stuff like that. But, you know, it basically took a turn for the worse. You know, he's been talking about Jay Prince for a minute, and I guess Jay Prince sent a couple of his flunkies, and they were all wearing Lakers jerseys. That's apparently what went down, man. But at the end of the day, Jay Prince still hasn't had a response. You know, Charleston White did have a response saying that he still got his back in. But it must have been some type of personal thing. Like, they didn't even try to rob him or steal his chains or nothing. And he had the money in his hand in the video, which is the crazy part. So it probably was a message being sent by Jay Prince. I wouldn't be surprised. But at the end of the day, man, Jay Prince, he be crashing out. And maybe, I mean, like, he's a federal employee, apparently has ties with the actual government through the past, people say. So I wouldn't be surprised if no one ever takes him down. But someone needs to investigate that dude, man, because he'll be doing all types of sus activity and is always behind some sus activity happening in Texas, man. But hey, let me know in the comments what y'all think about this breakdown, man. Did I get it right? Was I missing anything? Let me know, man. Real Stay Safe World, you already know what it is. Like, you know, comment, you know, subscribe, you know, take part in the Stay Safe World gang. Tap into that merch, man. Real Stay Safe shit, you already know what's going on. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace.